A little over 1 year ago, I had the absolutely bizarre idea of trying out a over 20-year-old game. This led to many questions. First and foremost, why would one ever do that? Why would one ever still do that? But the number one question that has come up recently, would one ever keep doing that? And in the hopes of finding some reasonable answers to this, I welcome you to the 57 Batsibis Epilogue. As I promised you guys just recently, this is where I will talk about why all of this even happened in the first place, why it kept happening, but most importantly, what will happen soon. And best of all, while I talk about this, you get to watch me bankrupt myself once again, trying to buy the armor that I am now technically allowed to use because I finished the tutorial. Once again, isn't this game amazing? Which kind of answers the first two questions already. Most of you should know that I am coming from a rather questionable gaming background, and all I want to say with that is, don't play League of Legends. But against my better judgment, I did for quite a long time actually. And because of that, I ended up playing Runescape because I was looking for something different. And boy did I find something different. Sure, an MMO always has the advantage that it can offer a wide variety of gameplay choices that you can freely engage with whenever you want to. Do you want to try hard? You can play PvP. Do you just want to kill some stuff? You can just go and kill some stuff. In-game, of course. But this is where RuneScape kind of differs, because the development team had this stroke of genius when they made this game, over 20 years ago, mind you, and they added Cookie Clicker to the game, way before Cookie Clicker even was a thing. And all I want to say with that really is that the unique gameplay this game offers, of course, with its sometimes janky and also kinda charming old school vibes, hence the name I guess, in combination with the element of being able to play an MMO as an idle game, where you can freely choose to click to get your cookie, or just not click at all and still progress, creates a surprisingly attractive gameplay loop that I was in no way prepared for, because the game you see is in no way the game you get. Never judge a book by its cover or something along these lines. I'm pretty sure there's a lesson in there somewhere, but you go find it. Because I find that I also wasn't prepared for how warm I was welcomed. And I mentioned that before as well. Of course my gaming past might have something to do with this, because if you have played for over a decade, again, don't judge my judgment, free-to-play competitive games exclusively, you also got to spend quality time with free-to-play competitive gamers exclusively. Free-to-play pretty much ensures that they are teenagers. Competitive means that their already agitated hormone balance will make them lose absolute control over their actions at the sight of a slightest inconvenience. An occurrence that in a competitive environment might actually happen sometimes. So now imagine someone that is used to this on pretty much a daily basis is suddenly thrown into a place where people work together, like, you know, as a team, even though like we're not even on a team. Very confusing in the beginning, but you get used to it eventually. And that was just the in-game occurrence, because I was obviously in a little bit of a special position, given the fact that for some other unknown reason I decided to document this disaster of me trying to play this game blind, while having no prior knowledge. And this is the one where I do not have an answer. This does answer though why I kept going. Not necessarily the gameplay, I already played more before I even did the first video, but why I kept documenting all of this. For those who don't know, the forbidden game we just talked about also received a bunch of videos from my end. During League of Legends Prime, it was kinda also the prime of my YouTube channel, but recently I've mostly just been playing around and been doing videos for myself and for pretty much a close group of friends that stuck around. Which is why I decided when I uploaded the first RuneScape video, and I definitely see the fault in my ways now, if this video reaches 100 views, I would actually keep recording myself playing this game and keep making videos. And at the time that number was actually a reasonable assumption. At that point my League videos barely had a few hundreds, sometimes thousands, and that was already rare, so whenever a dedicated channel is doing something way different, the views will obviously be way less. Right? Right guys? There is no way that if I look up the video now, it says 130,000. What the fuck? And this kind of answers the question how I became a documentary for absolute shithousery. But yeah, I guess everyone has their strengths. I'm just glad I found mine. And so yeah, that in combination with the aforementioned gameplay loop I kind of started enjoying a lot, this whole series happened. So if we're really looking into it, it's actually your guys' fault. I blame all of you. But as much as I did enjoy the gameplay, and I don't really know how deep I should go on this because I guess I could make like an entire video just about why someone might try this game actually, it now posed a problem. Playing the game is significantly faster than rewatching the entirety of what you just played, talk about it, all the while making a video about it. Now combine that with a natural lack of discipline because, well, I play video games as a hobby. We don't do that here. With your overall lack of time, you know, like this whole adult life, don't do that. Very often created this awkward position that I would have loved to keep playing the game, but I actually had gameplay lined up for multiple episodes that I still had to edit. So sometimes in between my gameplay sessions there were multiple months because I just had way too much stuff recorded. With the most extreme point being Dragon Slayer itself, because I looked it up and I actually finished Dragon Slayer September 23, while the last video about it came out in February 24. A situation that is neither enjoyable for you guys, nor for me obviously. Which, well, wouldn't you look at that smooth transition, brings us to the last question. What will happen from here on forth? Well, to absolutely everyone's surprise, I want to keep playing this game, yeah. But as I finished my last episode, I don't really know when and how exactly that will be. Because while it took me a bit over a year to get 70 hours of gameplay onto YouTube, one might realize eventually that this isn't really a sustainable system. There's obvious ways to fix that, but there's this other thing where throughout this year, I actually started other projects. And I even have a project that started a little bit before RuneScape, but because of RuneScape, never seen the light of day. I might even mention that I also tried the other one. And yeah, don't care for it too much. Can't say you guys didn't warn me, but I didn't expect it to be this, like, I don't want to say bad, but after the tutorial, there was no desire to play this game at all, which cannot really be a good thing. But I slightly digress, because essentially, where does all of this leave us now? I don't know. Wow, that's the great reveal you've all been waiting for. Nah, I'm just kidding. The only thing I don't know is when will season 2 start? I just call it that now. Because now after, well, season 1 is over, this is the perfect moment for me to go back to my original approach to YouTube, where I just make videos because I want to make them. There is 2 projects that I really want to exist, you know, from the classical creative and creational POV of every video that I don't make, no one else will ever make. Kinda like every music piece that Mozart never made during his lifetime, no one else will be able to make for him, because they can't. Might be a slightly different scale for me though. One of these projects is reasonably adjacent to a noob playing RuneScape for the first time, but I totally get it if some of you are just here to see someone play through the game for the first time that you love so much, or suffer through the game that you also learned to hate. For those of you, all I can say is I don't really have an ETA on season 2 yet. There might still be some RuneScape content in the meantime, because I was made aware that free-to-play actually has a few more things to offer that I might look into first. Also, there's another little RuneScape side project that I just started that might also come to life relatively soon. But for the true Bad Sibis going to members experience, you guys might have to wait a little bit longer. The only thing I already know is that I will keep playing the game blind, with maybe a few modifications along the way, especially in the beginning, and in the beginning I also definitely won't stream the game at all. Possibly never. Which also kind of brings me to the point that I will also start streaming again now that I have some more time for this, which will obviously be everything but RuneScape, but I just wanted to throw that out there. Definitely feel free to come and chat about RuneScape, while the background noise will be everything but RuneScape. Will possibly be one of these hormone-infested competitive games, but we'll see. All in all, I just have reached a point where I finally don't have to feel bad when I turn on the stream, because I technically could use this time to make a RuneScape video, right? But all in all, regardless of whether you are sticking around, giving these pesky other videos a try, or if I'll see you again when Bad Sibis makes a return, to each and every one of you, I want to express my tremendous gratitude, because as massive of an adventure this already was, as mentioned, it kind of only ever existed because of you guys, and was possibly amplified by a multitude because of you. Whether it was as a viewer, in the comments, this streaming era we don't talk about, or even now where technically everything is said and done, seeing so many of you still being super invested into this little pixel guy on the screen, possibly even more than me sometimes, made and makes this so much more of a memorable experience for myself, and hopefully you as well. So good job all around. Well done. I will sign off for now, gathering my strength for whatever it may be that is on the horizon. Until until you hear me again. Wow, that's a horrible way to end the video.